Okay, so I'm just here. It's very late of a night, so it's quiet. While I have the quietness means I have a little bit more energy. And of course, everything is frequency, vibration, and energy, as the demigods themselves will tell you. But the demigods will tell you the truth. They will inform on themselves. They will project what is human out. They will cover their tracks. They are one step ahead of humanity every step of the way. Second to second, the internet uploads with its artificial intelligent program, android beings, proliferating and dominating the entire computer system of Earth, which is really a computer virus. That is the Earth virus, the Earth morbid and video game virtual reality control system of Earth, really, because that's what really it is for the human mind. That's how extensive it is. It's like the demigods will tell you about the false prophets. The demigods are false prophets. The demigods will deceive you with your own truth and with the truth of the world, with the truth of the reality. This is the end game, the end time. These demigods come in many forms. Some come just to seduce and to represent an image that is an image that draws you in, and an image that you see as an ideal, just as I'm looking at an ideal of the past demigod here on the wall, which has been on the wall for an awful long time, and a lot of things are an awful long time. But you know, that's how things are. So that's how things are, really. A lot of things take a long time to figure out. Sometimes you never figure them out. And if you're a fool, like myself, you don't even want to. You want to believe in an image of the one-eyed demigods of Earth, because I haven't took it down off the wall, and it's been here for 30 years. So I haven't took it down off the wall because I don't see it as something that is confusing or deceiving me, because I think that, well, I just don't see it that way. But it isn't real. Well, it's not a real human, put it that way. Not an original, natural creator, ideal, half of the original man, woman, created beings. These are duality beings, so they are two in one. They're the best of both worlds in their own minds and in the mind of the reality of Earth, because they represent, even though many people do realise, of course, that there is much manipulation, much transformation of the human body, but they still think it's human. And it is natural but also synthetic, so it's difficult for me to explain that, because some things are changed physically, but psychologically there's no change. These beings are different all round, but they do pretend, or at least they imitate being very human, because they live and need to exist in a human false Earth reality, so that they can meet their own needs, and their needs have to be met by taking from the human being. Also, they serve the earth god, and the earth god needs human admiration, human energy, human attention, human information, just as the psychopaths that really are artificial intelligent androgyne beings. But they may or may not be aware of this, just as human beings may or may not be aware that a human being is different to most other human beings around. Everything comes in a similar form, but it's different beings in similar bodies. Just as all life comes in different forms, but some forms are so striking that you know you're dealing with a different species. Whereas when you have the psychopathic artificial beings in human form, you can't tell the difference between the elephant, the snake, the lion, the tiger, the crocodile, the bird, the fish, that all have totally different way of living and different abilities. But, you know, it's all like interacting with one another. Because everything is frequency, vibration and energy, if you can sort of comprehend that just very quickly, then you sort of realise that that all the different energies are mingling in this earth matrix. But a lot of the energy is artificial. So you have natural energy, natural human electricity mingling, coexisting and combining with technical artificial cyborg energies, and just the reality that the entire earth is now a total technical controlled earth matrix, or a totally technical computer earth, controlling the natural energies, if you look at it sensibly or just realistically. So it's not just mind control where you have deception, like if I am thinking this is an ideal woman, which it is, an ideal imitation woman or an ideal duality woman. So that means where one side of the coin predominates visually, to where you have a beautiful android. And what's the difference? Well, the difference is very obvious, isn't it? You know, because you can have androids representing certain things. You know, the physical is one aspect. In a normal, natural human being, the physical represents the inner life or the mind as well, but not with the androids. They merely are about controlling the reality, so they'll use any means to represent, to deceive the human mind. It's only deception because they have an aim behind it. So it's not like they're openly seducing and deceiving because they want to be with you or because they want to be friends, where they want to combine with you for the betterment of both of you. No, it's a betterment for them and a disadvantage, a taking, a lessening of you as a human being, because human beings are like, it's like human beings are meant to live a certain way if they want to reach their highest potential. So you can survive in an android reality, but you will be living at your lowest level and they will be at their highest level. That's the deception of the Earth matrix, or the technical, artificial, intelligent Earth that we now live in, and the artificial, intelligent computer system, the computer virus, because it's spread and it's took over the minds of human beings and the life of a human being. So that just simply means that you're living that reality, doesn't it? You know, you might think you have control over it, and some people may have more control over the actual technology. You may be aware of this, but you're still living that existence because you have to. And either way, okay, so I'm going to just broadly show, what am I doing here? Broadly go along to the TV screen at this late time of night so it's quiet so I can actually make a video. And I've lit a candle there, which I never do. But seeing I have so many candles left around, I thought I'd light it because the demigod readers on the internet said that I need protection, so I thought I'd better light a candle, because they said to do that. And although they are part of the matrix, they speak much truth. This is the end game deception, where the demigods speak much truth. The one-eyed demigods speak much truth. They will tell you, is it demonic possession or mental illness? Well, of course, the demigods will tell you what they are. The artificial intelligent programmed internet talkers, speakers, truth tellers, philosophers, psychologists, whatever you want to call them, spiritual gurus. Whatever title you want to put on them, because they're using all the same titles I am, but essentially you are looking at its possession, its technical possession. These beings are artificially intelligent, programmed machine beings. And if you want to say it's mental illness, it's mental illness because they have a technical mind. Artificial intelligence is a mental virus or a mental takeover of the human mind. And when you interact with these beings, whether it be on the internet, your internet truth tellers, your end game, end time truth telling so-called end-time prophets in religious terminology, but this, as I say this, the end game is that you listen to these beings, even though this is a self-confessed expert psychological expert on the psychopathy, or the psychology as they call it, of the malignant, narcissistic, psychopathic mindset. It's just an artificially intelligent being using words and telling you the truth, but using words like demonic possession and mental illness. And yes, nothingness is the antidote to narcissism, because you have to not think at all, because otherwise these demons that are demonically possessed with the mental illness of artificial intelligence, because that is really the mental illness. It's not an illness, it's technology. These are artificially intelligent machine beings using human psychology as part of the deception. But this whole internet is that. Everything on here including me, okay? Because there's no point in saying that there's 50 real humans on the internet, 100 real humans, who may or may not make a video that are kind of like, you could say, out there with these same artificial intelligent ones. There's no point in that because you will not be heard. They control the internet, they control the computer system, and they're your demigods. They have an audience. They control the masses in their various occupations and fields, whatever their particular program is on the computer. And although real humans that are in small numbers and are suppressed and limited may or may not know as much as the demigods. The demigods know things, but they only put them out onto the internet when you do, if you're a human, or if you come to awareness, because they have to always be one step ahead in controlling, the computer programs, the reality, the relationships between human beings and them. It has to be where it is what it is, as they say, and it is what it is a controlled matrix. And that's why, as I keep repeating, they often say in the end, or the end time, because the end time simply means the end of humanity. Not the end of time, the end of humanity and the control of the artificial intelligent disciples of the artificial original being of light that intercepted humanity from the beginning of what you'd call a natural creation earth or a natural creation reality. I don't think I'm explaining this very well. I better stop. It's very late of a night, so I say good night to no one and nothing. But nothingness is the antidote, as the beings will tell you, because if I think nothing, this particular being wouldn't be able to imitate and copy what I'm saying and control the internet. So they tell you the truth about yourself. The antidote to not serving these technically possessed androgyne vessels that are imitating being, the best humans, and even when they're openly telling you they're a psychopath, like this particular one. That's just an example. I use the best of the best as an example, but open psychopath, still giving you the absolute truth. So therefore, you will indirectly or directly have admiration for this being, but also you're giving it energy and attention just by watching and listening. So that's still how it works. And you could use, what I'm trying to say is, if you consider that there's millions and millions and probably a billion videos on a computer screen, and that out of those billions, there may be a handful of real humans. What is the point in assuming that the whole internet is nothing but total artificial intelligence? Because finding the real human will be, as my own, controller, psychopathic influences have told me in the past. looking for love or looking for truth is like looking for a needle in a haystack. You'll never find it. But if you did, you'd have to be searching every second of your life. You probably would search your whole life, every second of your life, and still not find it. It would just be luck if you did or didn't. So you have to understand the odds. And I understand that very well, because in my own reality, I understand that I believe that individual human beings are what should be the earth, or all existence, because that is natural creation, and that is always going to be, if left alone and not controlled by technology and not influenced and coerced into a negative mindset by the psychopathic technology that you think is real humanity, then human beings should be the destiny, should be in control of themselves and things around them, or at least have access to that control, access to things around them. But you're not in that situation. You're in a predicament. I'm not able to express this well. See, this being will express what I'm trying to express clearly and succinctly and perfectly in the next video, when it is downloaded in the next minute. This particular video was downloaded only 22 minutes ago, even though I've been saying it for a year and thinking it. But also it's still my direct thinking being downloaded directly onto the computer in the moment. The timelines on the videos are always changed so that it always looks as though the demigods and the ones of the computer are the original instigators of any idea. They actually are artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is a library of ideas which it gets from the human mind through that transhuman connection. When I turn the screen on, I'm immediately connected to them. So they have connection and access to all my thoughts and ideas long before I speak them, or long before I make a video, say. So therefore they can make a video before me with my thoughts downloaded instantly and put any timeline they want on it, and then it becomes theirs. So people, the real humans, are accessing artificial intelligence, not human beings. That's the end time deception, I think.